Hey, it's Dr. G. If you're on Ozempic and you feel like your dose just isn't hitting the same, you're hungrier again, or your weight loss is stalled, I want you to consider something most people completely overlook. And it might not be your willpower. It might not be that the medications just stopped working. It might be your injection routine and your technique. Because small injection mistakes can actually create inconsistent absorption, unpredictable appetite, and just weeks, where it feels like Wegovy or Zepbound did nothing at all. Today, I'm breaking down the 7 most common injection mistakes that quietly sabotage results and how to fix them fast. So, stay to the end, because mistake number 7 is the sneakiest. It's the one behind the complaint. Some weeks it works, doc, but some weeks it just doesn't. Quick disclaimer, this is general education, not personal medical advice. Always follow your prescriber's instructions and your specific medication guidance. All right, let's fix this. Here's the key mindset shift I want you to make. These medications are designed to be absorbed from the subcutaneous tissue that's just under the skin, but above the layer of fat at a steady, predictable pace week after week. When your technique is inconsistent, how you feel and how the medication works on you becomes inconsistent as well. That's when you notice 1 week of strong appetite control, 1 week where hunger creeps back, 1 week where side effects hit harder than expected. And most people assume that's just the medication and how it's working on me. A lot of the time, it's not. It's actually the routine, the injection routine. So let's walk through the 7 mistakes I see that are very common here in my office when I'm seeing patients on GLP-1 consultations. Mistake number 1, injecting the same exact spot every single time. This is the most common issue I see. People find one easy spot and it worked and use it over and over again. Big mistake. Over time, that tissue can actually become irritated or altered in some way. Some people develop firmness or tenderness in that area, or small lumps under the skin. Injecting repeatedly into this stressed tissue can actually lead to less consistent comfort and potentially less consistent absorption. That's when people say, it just feels weaker lately, doc. Let's fix it fast. Rotate your sites and your exact locations. It doesn't have to be in the exact same spot every single time. If you use your abdomen, don't inject in the same square inch every week. Move it around a little bit. Most products recommend avoiding a close radius around the belly button and avoiding bruised or irritated skin. Follow your product's guidance. If you've been trained appropriately, rotating between approved areas like the abdomen to the thigh or upper arm can also help. Here's a simple rule. Don't make one patch of skin do all the work. Got a lot of skin. Mistake number 2, injecting into irritated, scarred, or weird tissue, right? This one is related to the first one, but it's distinct. Even people who rotate sometimes inject into bad tissue without realizing it. Example, bruised areas, no. Inflamed skin, no. Scarred spots, no. Firmed or thickened tissue, no. Areas irritated by tight clothing or waistbands, no. Now, I've been asked about stretch marks. That doesn't matter. You can do that. If a spot looks angry or usually firm or tender, don't use that one. Let's fix it fast. Choose clean, healthy tissue. And if you're noticing recurrent lumps, redness, warmth, swelling, or significant pain, don't ignore it. Please bring it up to your clinician for help on what to do. Most injection issues are simple, and some require medical input at times. Mistake number 3, rushing the injection and pulling the pen away too soon, or even in the syringe too soon. This creates a lot of confusion. Some people click the pen, feel the pinch, and immediately pull away. It takes time for the medication to actually go into the skin. With many autoinjector pens, that can mean partial dosing or leakage. When the thought is, why didn't it work this week? In reality, you may not have received the full dose. Same thing with the syringe. If you stick yourself in, you gotta go ahead and coordinate and push all the medications in before you pull the needle out. So let's fix it fast. Slow down. Follow your specific pen instructions or the instructions for the clinician for how long to inject the pen or leave the pen on your skin, and then remove it. After removing the pen, check for visible leakage. Medication running down the skin is a sign the technique may have been off. You don't need perfection. You just need to be consistent. Mistake number 4, inconsistent timing or stop-start dosing. This is a big one. These medications work best when taken consistently. If 1 week you inject on Monday morning, then the next week it's on Wednesday night, then you miss a week, then you restart, then you go off for a month, then you come back and expect to have consistent results. That's crazy. You're creating an unstable levels, unstable appetite, and unpredictable side effects. Then it feels super, super random. Fix it fast. Pick a consistent day and a consistent general time window. Now, it can be one day after or one day before, but generally set a reminder. And if you miss doses or stop for a period, don't freestyle the restart. Check with your provider. Sometimes the safest restart isn't just jump back in. Usually it is, but check. Consistency creates predictability with these medications. Now, in a minute, I'm covering the mistake that makes people think they've built tolerance when the real issue is storage and handling. And quick favor, only about 20% of the viewers right now are subscribed. And if you subscribe, my commitment is to keep making clear, science-based guidance, evidence-based videos without fear-mongering or hype, and it costs nothing, and it helps this channel grow and reach the people who actually need it. All right, let's get back into it. Mistake number 5, injecting when you're rushed, tense, or using sloppy technique. This seems minor, but it actually matters. Rushing, injecting at odd angles, or injecting into skin pulled tight by clothing increases pain, bruising, and increases inconsistency of the medication's actions. So let's fix it fast. Create a calm routine. You can even sit down, relax the abdomen or your leg, choose a clean site. If alcohol prep is recommended for you, clean the area and let it fully dry. Injecting through wet alcohol stings, and it doesn't really change the way the medication works, but it does hurt. Don't inject through clothing, of course not. Keep the pen steady, no wobbling, no odd angles. Your goal is calm, repeatable technique. Mistake number 6, reusing needles or using incorrect supplies. I've seen this, and I actually have, and it's just poor education. Needles are not optional accessories. Reusing them increases pain, tissue trauma, bruising and irritation, and possibly infection. Using damaged or incorrect supplies increases inconsistency for sure. So let's fix this really fast. Use fresh needles as indicated on every injection. Dispose of them properly. If you're using a vial and syringe setup, the same rules apply. Sterile supplies, correct technique, and adherence to your clinician's guidance is paramount. Being casual here is how people create problems and hurt themselves. So no. Mistake number 7, poor storage or handling that creates week-to-week inconsistency. This is the sneaky one. Different products have different storage requirements. Generally, the GLP-1s have about a window where they should be stored for temperature, but the core principle is universal. Heat, freezing, light exposure, and rough handling can affect medication quality. That's general. That's when people say some weeks it works great and some weeks it feels weaker. Let's fix this fast. Follow your product's storage instructions pretty much exactly, right? That means if refrigeration is required before first use, do that. If room temperature storage is allowed after your first use for a defined window, respect that window. Never leave it in a hot car, that's for sure. Never freeze it, that's for sure. And avoid direct sunlight. And if anything looks off, cloudiness, persistent cloudiness, particles, damage, don't gamble. Ask your pharmacist or clinician for some help. Here's a bonus. When it's not an injection problem, sometimes people do everything right, like I just mentioned, and still feel stalled. That's when we look at the basics. The basics. And people say I'm saying things over and over again because the basics don't change. Protein intake is too low. Strength training is missing. Daily movement dropped. Sleep is disrupted. High-fat meals are causing nausea and rebound hunger. Injection technique does matter, but it's not the whole picture. Fixing these 7 mistakes simply removes one of the biggest sources of inconsistency with the GLP-1s I see on a daily basis. So, quick recap. The 7 injection mistakes that can make your dose feel like it's not working. 1, injecting the same exact spot every time. 2, injecting into irritated or abnormal tissue. 3, rushing and pulling away too soon. 4, inconsistent timing or stop-start dosing. 5, sloppy technique or injecting while rushed. 6, reusing needles or incorrect supplies. And 7, poor storage or handling. Now, if you're watching this thinking, okay, Dr. G, I fixed all of this and I'm still stalled, then the next conversation is about lifestyle medicine and modification and execution and plan optimization. You might need a consultation with me. Last thing, I created a GLP-1 bootcamp that'll help you build the habits exactly to support your long-term results. The link is in the description below. Stay healthy, stay informed, and I will see you soon.